Hello and welcome again to Fox Comics and Games in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. And it is Tuesday, June 11th, and everything you're going to see here today will go on sale Wednesday, June 12th at Fox Comics and Games in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. We're going to start this week with a Marvel Avengers of Infinity War War Machine action figure from Bandai. And these things are kind of hard to get. Bandai's a little pain in the butt to order from, but they are fantastic. They're well made. Great. We're happy to have a few of these come in, and we have them this week, and that's what we're starting off with today. Now on to the comic books, because that's why you're here. We're going to start with Red 5 Comics, issue 2 of Afterburn. Then Marvel is up next with issue 4 of Age of Conan Belit. Marvel again is up next, again with an issue 4 of Age of X-Man, Apocalypse and the Extracts. And following in that same vein, we have from Marvel Age of X-Man, Marvelous X-Men, issue 5. And staying with that trend will be Marvel again with issue 23 of Amazing Spider-Man. And I believe that's the end of Hunted, if I'm not mistaken. And then some of the variant covers. We've bagged and boarded them because when you buy variants at Fox's, they come in a free bag and board because that's how we roll. And another one of the beautiful variant covers on Amazing Spider-Man 23. Next up from Archie Comics, we have Archie and Sabrina. Issue 1 of 5. Looks pretty cool, and looks like he may have a Gretsch guitar there he's playing. And that's a shout out to Zombie Guitar Company. Next up, also from Archie Comics, we have issue 1 of Archie and Friends Beach Party, because it is early June and we're gearing up for the summer and summer fun, so no better time to kick off Archie and Friends with a beach party. So issue 1 of that is out. Next up from Marvel, we have As Guardians of the Galaxy, issue 10. DC is up next, and it is issue 2 of Batman and the Outsiders. DC is up again with part 6 of 7 of The Batman Who Laughs. Scott Snyder book, and I think you will enjoy it if you're reading it. And then, as we always do, we show the beautiful variant covers, one of our top 5 covers of the week. Next up from Ahoy Comics, issue 3 of Bronze Age Boogie. Mr. Fox had one of those in his nose earlier today. We had trouble getting it out. Next up from Boombox, we had issue 12 of By Night. And then from American Mythology Productions, we have Casper's Spooksville, issue 1. DC is up next with Joelle Jones' Catwoman, issue 12. And then the beautiful Catwoman variant, as always, we show that. Already bagged and boarded, again, emphasizing that Fox's bags and boards all their variants free of charge. Next up from Marvel is Champions, issue 6. And we start every day here at Fox Comics with singing, We Are the Champions. No time for losers, because we are the champions. Every day, that's how we open the store. Next up from DC, we have Detective Comics, issue 1005. Only 995 more till issue 2000. And then, as we always do, the beautiful variant covers. And that is this week's variant cover. Speaking of beautiful covers, IDW is up next with one of their giant issues of Disney Comics and Stories, issue 5. Great comics for younger readers, really well done, well drawn, great paper, well presented. Disney does a great job licensing this stuff. And speaking of Disney and licensing, Dark Horse Comics is up next with Disney's Incredibles 2, Secret Identities, issue 3. And again, great book. You can see the artwork on it. It's phenomenal. Really well done. One of our top 5 covers of the week, just because Mr. Fox loves the Incredibles. Another one of our top 5 covers of the week because of her Incredibles. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, issue 6. And she's got a couple of nice Incredibles there on the front. And that's all we'll say about that. But as we always do, we show the variant for Elvira. And it is pretty sassy as well. Next up from Boom Studios, issue 8 of The Empty Man, which many a person has accused Mr. Fox of being. DC is up next with issue 1 of a 6-part miniseries that quite a few of us are waiting on, called The Event Leviathan. Brian Michael Bendis, and it looks sassy as sassy can be. And then, as we always do, the beautiful variant covers. Again, one of our top 5 covers. Great job, DC. You're killing it as always with your covers. Great job on that. Next up, we have Flash, issue 72. Rise of the Rogues. And then, as we always do, we will show the variant cover for Flash 72. Gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful. Well done again, DC. Marvel is up next with Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, issue 7. And remember, with great power comes great spaghetti. And then also from Marvel, we have War of the Realms Giant Man, issue 3. Image finally joins the party with us, and it is Gogor, issue 2. Quite a few people picked up issue 1, so I'm assuming quite a few of you will be anticipating that. DC is up next with issue 13 of Hawkman. Just a fantastic cover. Didn't quite make our top 5, but it could have. You could see how wonderfully brutal it is. And you're probably thinking, how did that not make best cover? Because the variant for Hawkman did. So that's one of our best covers in our top 5 of the week. As is our next title from Zenoscope, Hellchild, Blood Money, issue 3. Great cover on that, great artwork. They're doing a great job over at Zenoscope here recently. Next up from Vertigo, House of Whispers, issue 10, part of the Sandman universe stories. Keen Spot is up next with issue 16 of The Hunters of Solomon's Strath. Marvel follows up closely behind with Immortal Hulk issue 19. Beautiful cover on that. Almost made the top 5. As did the variant cover for Immortal Hulk 19. Image is up again with issue 7 of Infinite Dark. And then Marvel joins the fray with issue 6 of Invaders. Pretty sassy book. Nice cover. Love the cover on that. Marvel's up again with issue 7 of Ironheart. If you like your Riri Williams, there you are. Dynamite Publishing is up after that with James Bond Origin, issue 10. Dark Horse Comics is up next with Joe Gullum, Occult Detective, The Conjurers, and it is issue 2 of the 5 scheduled. DC comes up next with Justice League Odyssey, issue 10. And again, one of our top 5 covers of the week is our variant for Justice League Odyssey, issue 10. Beautiful cover, well done. Valiant is up next, and if you're not reading Valiant, well, there's something wrong with you. And it is The Life and Death of Toya Harada, issue 4. And which is a pretty cool looking cover. But we couldn't even think about it being in our top 5 covers of the week because the variant for that comic made the top 5 covers of the week. Gorgeous cover on the pre-order edition. So if you have it on your pull list, rest assured that's the edition you're getting in a free bag and board. Next up, with feet on the cover somewhat, although he does hedge his bet a little bit, Mr. Leafield does. From Marvel, Major X, issue 5. And still staying with Marvel, Marvel Action, Spider-Man, issue 5. And while we're transitioning to the next stack of comics for this week, I'll take this opportunity to show the Amber Blake from IDW, issue 4, that also came out this week. Held it off to the side because it's a larger format comic. But those of you who are reading the Amber Blake know that issue 4 is here today. We go then with IDW with issue 78 of My Little Pony. And why didn't that make the top 5 covers, you might ask? Because Mr. Fox doesn't care for My Little Pony. So that's why. They did a great job. Looks like it should. Everything's wonderful. Just, I don't care for it. So it's my store, my rules. Next up from Image Publishing, issue 16 of Robert Kirkman's Oblivion Song. If you have not started this and you're a fan of his Walking Dead or any of his other titles, this has been a very surprisingly strong story. And I think you do yourself a favor by jumping in on it before it's too late. Image Publishing is also up again with issue 7 of Outer Darkness. Image Publishing is up again with Mark Millar's Prodigy, issue 6. Then Marvel returns with issue 12 of The Punisher. And then from Valiant, we have issue 2 of Punk Mambo. That may be a shortage replacement. I'll have to look that up. That seems to me we should be on issue 3 of that by now. DC comes in next with issue 35 of Red Hood Outlaw. And as we always do, the beautiful variant covers for that. Speaking of beautiful covers, Dynamite is going to join our top 5 covers of the week with their Red Sonja Birth of the She-Devil issue 1 cover. Fantastic, beautifully drawn, beautifully rendered. Nice cover all around. Image comes up next with The Ride issue 1. Very intriguing looking cover. I'm going to be picking that up myself and see what that's all about because I just like the look of it. It looks weird enough that I will like it. Then from Titan Comics, we have issue 21 of Robotech. One of the highly anticipated Marvel releases for this week is issue 1 of Silver Surfer Black. And we did bring in some, and that's in our top 5 covers of the week. Good job, Marvel. We did bring in some blank cover variants because of all the Comic-Cons that happened in the summer. You've got the SuperCon that just happened down at Metropolis this past weekend. You've got the Harrisburg Comic-Con coming up, and you've got the Saluki-Con coming up. So there, you've got some Comic-Cons coming up Southern Illinois that you might need a blank cover variant to have an artist drawing that for you. Another highly anticipated one by Mr. Fox. I don't know about the rest of you, but this is one I'm quite looking forward to reading, and it looks quite beautiful. The art inside looks very beautiful as well. But Sonata, issue 1. So those of you who want to know what it's like to be Mr. Fox and read what Mr. Fox reads, you'll be picking up Sonata because that's one Mr. Fox will be taking home. And there's the beautiful variant cover for that. We were going to put it in the top 5 covers of the week, but we were afraid that it'd make us go over 5. So we're not going to, but it's a beautiful cover nonetheless. Marvel's up next with issue 4 of Spider-Man Life Story, the 90s. That's back when Mr. Fox was in his 60s, back in the 90s. IDW is up next with Star Trek, The Q Conflict, issue 5. Gorgeous cover on that. I really like the Borg hovering out there. That's kind of menacing. Speaking of ripping off Star Trek, next up from Marvel, we have Star Wars, Vader Dark Visions, issue 5. Listen, you can hear all the angry Star Wars fans. Oh, gosh, he said it. Yes, he did. Next up from DC, issue 31 of Supergirl. And as we always do, the beautiful variant cover for Supergirl, issue 31. Marvel's up next with issue 7 of the Superior Spider-Man. It's a little bit of a racist, but he's superior, so he can afford to be. Then after that, from DC, we have issue 12 of Superman. Kind of sexist, but that's what he calls himself, Superman. Okay. And then, as we always do, we show the beautiful variant covers, and that is part of our top 5 because it's Superman, and it's just gorgeous. It's just Superman standing there. So I love that. It's understated. It's wonderful. I like it. Marvel's up next with Symbiote Spider-Man. And one of the Marvel top 5 covers of the week, Symbiote Spider-Man variant cover, mainly for the Mysterio element added. I thought that was a great looking cover. Then from Aftershock Comics, who have been killing it recently. Keep it up, Aftershock. Really some good comics out by some good writers and artists. We have Trustfall #1. Dark Horse follows them with their first top 5 of the week cover, and that is the Umbrella Academy issue 7. And I like it because Mr. Fox is a bird watcher. So, and by birds, I mean what English people call girls. So, that's right. That's right. Image with issue 10 is up next of Unnatural. That's been a very good book. Sells very, very well. Everybody seems to be enjoying it. Next up from Marvel, a beautiful, beautiful cover. We're going to put it into the top 5 because there's just enough room to shoehorn that one in. And it is Venom, part of the War of the Realms tie-in, but it is a standalone Venom, issue 15 from Colin Bunn. And then the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Venom issue 15 variant cover. And then we have from Action Lab, issue 2 of Voracious Appetite for Destruction, issue 2. DC follows up with Wonder Twins, issue 5. And then DC again with issue 72 of Wonder Woman. The beautiful, 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 I believe that to be a Frazone variant cover on Wonder Woman. Close to cover of the week this week, the Wonder Woman variant was. She's won it several times. I know Mr. Fox reads Wonder Woman and is a big fan, but she was only close this week. Runner-up. Marvel, issue 9 of X-Force. And then from Dynamite, issue 3 of Xena, Warrior Princess. And you might be wondering, wow, I didn't hear what was cover of the week. Well, we're going to give that to Stanley Lau Art Germ's poster portfolio. A beautiful book full of posters from DC showing all of Art Germ's variant covers. And you can remove the art from the inside for framing and hanging or whatever you want to do with it. But some of the most iconic covers over the last year or two that we've had grace this store, almost every one of these was cover of the week when it went by. So we're quite excited to have this book in the store. It's Stanley Art Germ Lau's poster portfolio by DC Comics. So if you get a chance, come in and grab these. These will be hotter than firecrackers. All of this will be available for sale on Wednesday, June 12th. We hope you'll come in to Fox Comics and Games in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. Thanks.